Hi, this is Perished Garden, and welcome to my 9 to 5. I mentioned before that my husband wanted to have a gathering, so here I am cleaning. Actually, I'm watching my phone, but we listen and we don't judge. Never mind. Anyways, okay, I was watching so I could edit the video to see what it is that's going on, and apparently I started this cleaning the night before. That's why it looks kind of weird in here. It's a little dark. And after realizing what it is that's going on, I reorganized the videos and decided to keep it all in one. So this night, my 9 to 5 went past 5. We're eating ice cream, and I already see boxes of pizza, so this is definitely like 7 p.m. Clearly, I'm doing overtime. I wonder if it's going to be reflected in my paycheck. The microwave is such a pain to clean because you want to scrub it off, but you don't want to scratch it. Everything is like oddly sticky to it. Here I am messing with the camera because I know it's not really catching me, but yeah. Anyways, there is a button that will keep you from pushing all of the function buttons on the microwave. Blowing air onto the microwave with your hand, like fanning the microwave, will make the water that you spray on there cold, so it won't activate because it doesn't sense your warm fingers. I really don't understand it, but I just know that works for me. Um, I guess a disclaimer here. This is my stove pretty clean. No, I think I did put a lot of chemicals on that, but I cleaned it tonight. I didn't have to go over it the next day. Of course, I'm on my phone. Soft scrub. That stuff is great. You gotta let it sit there. And I have an activation bottle with me, which is just basically water and rubbing alcohol. Keeps things a little bit wet, a little bit longer, which allows the soft scrub to work a little bit deeper. What happened here? Just opening the drawers, putting stuff away. Nope, I'm moving. Sometimes I decide that holding onto the camera might be better. It might be a better angle, but then it makes it all shaky, shaky. Especially since I'm fast forwarding. But I'm just putting away things that are on that rack, like cups, bottles, not sippy bottles, but like drinking water bottles. It's a baby bottle rack for when I had babies, but it still works. So I used it for the big bottles, and it still works. So bottles. All right. Like I said, we are having a gathering, and the agua fresca that I was gonna make is Jamaica. My sister-in-law made the Jamaica, but I wanted to make cubes, ice cubes. Um, the thing about ice cubes is that they water down the flavor. So if you make ice cubes with the flavor you're using, kind of like when people put the coffee to freeze and then they toss that into their iced coffee, same thing, just Jamaica. I couldn't find the big packages, The only ones I found were those tea bags, so I was like, okay, I'll at least contribute this. And I did. And I realized the camera was in the way, so I put it back. There was a lot of weird gunk in there. I had to get Q-tips. I don't have old toothbrush, but I got Q-tips and I dug in there. So yes, I did get this stove spotless. Like, spotless. Like, you know those little tiny burnt spots that don't matter? I got those out. And then I cleaned underneath there because there was like some old chemical residue. And I hate that. Just knowing that it exists. Spraying a little bit of bleach onto the sponge, cleaning deep in there, getting everything out. You shouldn't mix chemicals. And that's why I hate it when chemicals get stuck on it, because I don't know what's in there. And I don't want to destroy my lungs by cleaning my kitchen. Another reason why I don't clean my kitchen. I don't clean my kitchen because I'm lazy. Um, so I don't know if you've seen the new scrubbing bristle brushes thingies that I have. But I have new ones, so I'm able to destroy the old ones here on my stove. What is this? Oh, okay, so I found these really cute um ice trays. Those silicone ice trays that you could just, pop out. They are of like lemon wedges and seashells, and then those ones over there are just tubular. Those are the ones that you put into like your water bottles so they can fit through the spout. But I found them, and that's what I'm gonna put the jamaica in. Yeah, jamaica. That's how you say it. Um, I also have like some cactus ones in the freezer already, and I'm gonna put some of there. It's just cute. What's that guy doing? Okay. See, they're all filled. And then I realized I wasn't gonna be able to carry them without them wobbling, so I had to organize space. Put them in the freezer. I think I did that already. Okay, this is the next morning. So yeah, I don't remember what day that was the day before, but I do know I had taken a shower and put on that shirt. That's why I'm wearing it again this next day. Um, Coffee, morning coffee, and my big cow cup. I spend some time here. I guess I just want you to enjoy the coffee with me. So this is a nice coffee break. I will fast forward a lot of this. I'm going to cut that out. I'm already tired of looking at it. I wonder how much rumbling of the truck I could hear after this. Now I'm recording this without my microphone because I want to see how much of the noise around me comes up. I figured the big truck behind me would be a great tester. And like I said, it's the next day, so I am cleaning all this. So you can see the red stain from the tea the night before. And I'm also going to check to see if they're frozen already so I can put them in bags and then make more ice. I want to use that whole kettle full of tea that I have there. Spoiler, I don't use it all, but the ice comes out cute. Gotta have my phone somewhere. Okay, I'm probably gonna zoom in because for this longest time I am working in that far away corner. Well, right now I'm not even on screen, but there I am. So I'm cleaning, decluttering, putting stuff away again. Now here's something sad that I'm realizing, well, earlier, was that I had a video of me mopping the floors. And me mopping the floors is a whole ordeal. It's just a lot of floor. So I have a system, air quotes here. And I could have sworn I kept checking the camera to see if it was recording. And I never found it. Looking through all the videos I have, I can't find the videos of me mopping the floors. So maybe the next time I mop floors, I'll take you with me. So you see that far corner, that's already cleaned up. Everything's been moved off to the sides. The countertop has been scrubbed, disinfected. And now, oh, I'll probably zoom in here too, but you put a nice slab of healing ointment. Clean the windows, not important. You put a big slab of healing ointment on your hands, and then you put the like surgical gloves, you know, those weird plasticky ones, and then on top of that you put cleaning gloves. And so you basically are like, you know, slugging your hands. Remember that? When people would go to sleep with goop on their face? Top to bottom is usually the cleaning protocol. If you don't have light fixtures on top, then what you do is just clean the windows and you drag all that mess down. And then you wipe everything clean down at the bottom before you move on. There's a lot of stuff in the sink right now that has the soft scrub, you know, from the night before. That's to help remove like all of the like calcium water deposit, especially that baby rack. It's been there for over 8 years. Yes, I have cleaned it in that 8 years, but sometimes it needs a little bit something deeper to get that weird, thick, raspy grime. I guess this whole video is just on my back again. I figured that if the camera was just out of the way, then it's one less thing to worry about. And you do see me turning around looking at the camera a lot, just to see if it's like blinking, working. And this time it was. And I did think about you guys, so I moved you forward. That little black bottle there, that's just water and rubbing alcohol. It helps clean and pick up mess and keep things hydrated, like the soft scrub. Soft scrub tends to dry out very easily, but if you spray it down a little bit, it'll stay wet and it'll do its job better. Alright, so everything's out of the way. I spray it down with rubbing alcohol, and then I spray the soft scrub. Now, my counters are granite. They're not marble. Marble is a horrible idea for the kitchen. Unless you don't use your kitchen and it's just there for decoration, then marble it up. But I also have a cast iron that I tend to leave on the countertop slightly wet. And that makes rust. And the rust stains. Soft scrub gets it out. So I just leave it there for about 10 minutes. Scrub it away. Also, don't leave your cast iron on the countertop with a little bit of water on the bottom. That's just a dumb move. The one thing I will say about soft scrub is that you have to rinse the sponge over and over and over again. Now with whatever little residue I have on the sponge, I am cleaning the walls because sometimes things splatter back there. Okay, here's to the other side. Just turn the camera over. Moving things out of the way. Because I do have chemicals on those gloves. I took them off and I still have my other gloves. So I'm able to move like tea boxes without getting bleach on them. Don't want to drink that. Now there are some things on this counter that need to be thrown away. Probably they're empty boxes. Maybe they've been sitting there for way too long. All that bread right there. But mainly it's just to move stuff and make sure I dust everything back there. Good dusting. What the heck? What's going on here? Nope, I still have plenty of time. Camera probably died, so I put it back on its stand or something. But everything's all nice and clean now. I polished the shiny parts of all of those electronics, washed that thing, cleaned out the outside of those bottles because sometimes they get grimy. It's not judged. But I did wipe them down. And so now this is like a further away shot so we could see everything going back to place. Again, I took off the cleaning gloves. You can see them there, and those are clean gloves. So that way whatever I touch isn't contaminated with cleaning solution. In case I don't get to edit all this out, I'm at the pickup line again, and those are cars driving by because it's hot, but I don't want to have my air on. I like that little rack with all those spoons. It's just the spaghetti spoon, the whisk, and then the strainer spoon. Those three should not be together. The main problem is the spaghetti spoon. Oh, and the spatula one. I think there's a spatula. You put the ladle, the spaghetti spoon, and then the solid spoon. That's the order. And then everything else could go in whatever hook's available. But those three, that's the order those three should go. Okay, I see what I'm doing here. I am putting all the ice in the ice bag, and then I'm going to refill it with more tea. See, there's tea, and then the ice thingies are in there, so that way I won't walk with them and make a mess. Although I still make a mess, but clearly less than what I would have. And then I put more there. I don't really know what. Oh no, there's more. It was cute. I didn't water down the flavor. Everything was yummy. There's a lot of cars driving by, and I know I'm going to take that noise out, so I don't want to talk during the noise. That's why there's a lot of gaps in the conversation. Also, that's just my speaking style, apparently. Slowly putting things away. It was really hard to keep myself focused and motivated and not just want to give up on this. I don't remember what my mental goal was. I think I just would look at one thing, try to ignore the rest of the room and be like, do I know where this goes? What else do I need to do with it? See how I'm wiping down a lot of stuff? That was also another thing. It's if all I could do is wipe it down, then let's wipe it down. It may not go anywhere. I got rid of a lot of bottles, empty liquor bottles, to be honest. Old seasoning bottles. Now there's a lot of seasoning bottles that I refill, I get the individual baggies, bulk sale type of situation, and then I refill them. But I also have to wash them because they get grimy. So that was another thing I did. There's a lot of stuff that got washed. I even organized my cleaning bottles because I had to do something. So mainly everything in here are water bottles, or things that just can't go into the washing machine because they'll heat up and shrink. So when I do this type of stuff, I either want the dishwasher to be empty or done with a cycle. So it doesn't have to be empty, it's just not dirty dishes. That way I could just open it up and toss everything on top. And I think that a cycle just went through and it just finished, so I was able to open it and scrub everything down, rinse it, and put it in there while it was open, so that I could let it dry. Normally this stuff will go on the countertop there on top of that rack, but the rack is also being dried up or washed, now needing to dry. Words, I could communicate. And now everything else needs to be washed because these are things that normally get hand washed anyways. And you see all the new stuff I bought. I don't know if I show you at any point. I'll try to keep an eye out for that because I'm bored and I don't want to look at this anymore. But yeah, at Target they had like a key ring, like a little keychain thingy, and it had a bunch of different straw sizes. Obviously they're for like baby bottles and stuff like that, but now that people want, you know, reusable straws and just different size mouthpieces for the water bottles. I need to drink water. So all those different sizes. It was pretty cool. Yeah, you see me looking over that you see that? You see me looking over, making sure that the camera still works. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure this is the last day before we have people over, or probably the day. Anyways, I thought I recorded. Actually, it was like until this morning, but difference in dates, I'm not gonna explain. Yeah, I thought I recorded the mopping thing. It's not like I like mopping it, that it's all that interesting. It just, you know, sometimes you want to show different stuff, not just the same boring thing. That's the grate, whatever it's called, for the stove. It's been sitting there overnight with the soft scrub on those little weird corners of just greasy food that kind of hides from the sponge. So I got it this time. It was scrubbed, and you can see how like the color of the food lifts up. And I really had to go over it a bunch of times and make sure everything was picked up, because then I could still see in corners like little caked on layers of detergent. So I really had to look over them very thoroughly. Okay, I think this is almost done of the video. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.